Hi, welcome to Question Bound. I'm quite noticeably not Artful Renegade. They are busy tonight, and I will be taking their place for tonight. I'm here. I'm here to help ask questions to some people in the Somewhere Bound cast. We've got Juliana and we've got Phoenix. So go ahead and put your questions in the chat and we can get started. First of all, I'll actually ask a question. How are y'all tonight? I can tell we're all vibing.
Oh, I'm vibing with this music. I feel like this music just like really brings in my energy.
Yeah.
The only thing that's missing is a duck with a knife.
Oh my god, please.
I have to have a duck on my head while I'm running.
Oh god, please.
Let's talk about Knife.
Yeah, I am always down to talk about Knife.
I love her.
I
love her.
She's my baby.
So like, what do you think like the origins of Knife is?
I know this. Before we started streaming, and we were just kind of like joking around and like vamping off each other for what Somewhere Bound was like gonna end up being and like what the campaign was gonna do. I think I had like very offhandedly joked around with Hulda that like, hey, we should have an Untitled Goose Game themed episode, and then we did. And I forgot about it because it was one of those like stupid things that I just said, and like I didn't register that I said it because I say stupid things constantly, so I just said it
around a DM.
yeah. But Hulda was like, okay, bet, and then she made the Untitled Duck Game technically episode, and now we have Knife, and it's very cute.
My beautiful baby.
So you can blame / thank me for Knife, my one stupid comment.
Thank you.
100% a thank. She is a blessing to this campaign.
I love her.
I love her. The mascot.
Their mascot.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm getting like a question right now, so 1 second. Okay, what's your expectations versus the game, like in real life? Was this like what you expected?
It's a lot goofier than I was expecting.
Mm.
We do a lot more bits than I was thinking, because especially like most of us came off of like TikTok and we did a lot of stories on TikTok, and with our group at least we're kind of most of us are well known for like angst and like torturing our characters horrifically. So that's kind of what I expected when I came into this campaign. I was like, I know Phoenix is great at hurting his characters. I know Myth is great at hurting her characters. Brooklyn's also great at hurting her characters. I'm also great at hurting my characters. So like, it's a group of people that just like to destroy their OCs, and I was not expecting as many funny bits or jokes to come out of it.
Yeah,
we just tend to like goof off a lot, and I love it so much. Like, it's goofing off with like a dash of sadness every time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've often described the Brutal Brotherhood campaign in particular as just a family road trip gone horribly, horribly wrong. Like, they were just trying to go to IHOP. They just wanted to get some 3 a.m. pancakes, and they just got wrapped up in all this. Who knows why it happened? Who knows when it will end? Will we ever get our pancakes?
That's the best kind of party in my experience.
God, it's so good.
They're
so
all
good.
drunken at IHOP at 3 a.m. and they don't know what's going on.
Yeah. This is the cast party after the like show is over. That is the vibe.
You're right.
The waitress hates us. She wants us to leave. It's 4 a.m.
Okay. So Vampire Thembo asks, Seed and Albion's favorite memory?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. Seed's favorite memory. I mentioned this in Seed's little intro that is on the official Somewhere Bound Instagram account, but Seed's favorite memory is technically when he met the Brutal Brotherhood and when he started traveling around with them. He was like, yes, I like these people. These are going to be my people. But like for more recent episodes, I think his favorite memory is going to be Aldion winning him the bear, just because like it's the first gift he's ever gotten, and like he got to like hang out with his dad and like do fun things. And it's cute. I think and he has like a physical object to remind himself that like, hey, people like you. So I think it's cute. He thinks it's cute.
Heck yeah.
It's so sweet. I think Aldion's, so his, also on the Instagram story, or the post, Aldion's favorite memory is one of his first nights together with Theoden, when they started to realize that they were going to be a thing. But I think his other most recent one is probably, it's again a very similar memory. He's a super simple man. It's probably sitting around the fire with his party and realizing that like he would lay down his life for every single one of them, and just like seeing them smile and laugh in like the firelight is just something that's very important to him.
I love my dragon dad.
He's big, he's surly, but he's gooey on the inside.
I love him. That's the way a man should be. It's the only kind of man I accept.
Exactly.
Okay, Mythical Rose asks, if they had an animal companion, besides Knife and Gladiator, what would the animal be?
Ooh. I feel like...
Fun fact. Oh, sorry, do you want to go?
You go.
Fun fact, I have, when I upgraded my spells up to level 5, I got Found Familiar as one of my ritual spells that I can cast now. So, and I did talk with Hulda about it after the last session, and we did talk about what my Familiar will end up being. So, my official answer, I think, is going to be fuck around and find out.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry. I am bringing weird energy to the table today, and I'm so sorry.
Good. That's how it should be. I think I would say Aldion, because I'm biased, would have a badger. Like a honey
I'm always
badger.
partial to raccoon.
I like that. That's a good choice.
Okay, Vampire Thembo also asks, what is one of your favorite things about playing D&D?
Oh my god, bidding. Being able to just do bits. Absolutely my favorite thing. Like when my favorite thing to do is, poor Hulda, is when she's trying to direct the storyline and I just get latched onto a bit and then I just start to run with it. And then like every so often she'll have to be like, okay, we have to go back. We have to go back to the storyline. And because like I'm off doing God knows what. But that's definitely my favorite thing, is when like you and your players get to just like roll this bit snowball down a hill and see how big it gets. So much fun.
Good. It's so good. I genuinely love just the energy at the table most of the time. Like I love the people that I'm playing with, and I think like especially when you find a group that you really vibe with and that you're having a good time with, just like this is cheesy, but like collaborative storytelling has always been one of my favorite things. Like this goes as far back as like I can remember, as I've been telling stories with people, because that's always my favorite thing, is just bouncing off of other people's ideas and like building it up into this big cool world and this like interesting story arc and these different characters that like all have different energies with each other, and like finding a group of people that you really vibe with, that you know that you can like make some really cool stuff happen, is just it's really one of the best feelings in the world. I have a lot of emotions.
That's one of the best things about D&D and just tabletop role-playing games in general, is that you can do so much, and it's
so
all
cool.
up to you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and Mythical Rose asks, who would your character get along best with in The Wayward Wanderers? And
Gwen, without a doubt.
Who do you think they wouldn't get along with?
Okay, I think I have this figured out already. He would adore Gwen. Like the second he meets her, immediately adopt her as his new child. That would be his new murder baby. Because they would both go out and start hitting things, and they'd be like, you like hitting things? I like hitting things. And I think he'd be torn between this. I don't know about the rest of the party. They're all kind of like very angsty, so I feel like it would depend on what their first impression of him is. Like, if they were, like, kind to him when they first meet him, he'd be like, all right, you're nice, that's cool, we can be friends. But, like, most of them are very traumatized, and so I feel like they would be a little closed off to him. And therefore, he might not like the rest of the party. I bet he'd love Caroline too, but or Coraline.
Coraline.
But might be. But with Saint and Cadaver and or no, I blanked on his name. Val. I feel like that would be a 50-50 chance of love or hate.
I don't know. I kind of feel the same way, actually. Like, I think the difference in personalities would be really funny between Coraline and Seed. I think that'd be really it's really stupid, honestly. But I don't know. I feel like it could very easily go like 50-50 either way. I think he has the capacity to be very annoying about certain things. Or he could like endear himself the way that he apparently has to the rest of like his party. So I also like I've been busy, so I haven't like fully caught up on Wayward Wanderers yet, and I feel really bad about it. But I feel like I don't quite know the party well enough to be able to like take a look at them and be like, yes, this is who Seed would like really, really get along with. Although Kai keeps insinuating that Val and Seed would have a lot of fun together, so like that's probably something to think about. Stop. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, what can I say? Val's a
Who
little bit of a
knows?
whore. It's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, but like it's the bard energy, you know.
Yes.
You can't make a bard and not have them be just like a little bit of a slut.
You're not wrong.
It's in the player's handbook. Gary Gygax himself told me in a dream. Next question.
Michael is doing his best. Yes, you are, Michael. What's Knife's D&D class?
Knife's D&D class. I feel like it would be Rogue because she gave Aldion the +5 sneaking ribbon. So she's clearly got an enhance in stealth and attacking things. So I would probably say Rogue.
Love that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I agree with that. I like that.
And Hulda asked, what are you hoping will happen in game or to your character specifically?
Ooh.
I have an answer already. Do you want me to?
Oh, go for it.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I very much want. I've been saying this to I think pretty much everybody in the like Somewhere Bound circle, but like I'm very desperate to like get into Seed's backstory. Not for like, I mean, partially for story reasons. I think I'm kind of proud of the backstory that I gave him. I think it's really interesting, and I think there's a lot of like cool lore implications, and there could be some fun stuff for Hulda to play around with. But the main reason I really want to get into it is because there's such a difference between Seed's perception of events versus what actually happened to him, and I think that's really interesting. I want to see like how everybody else reacts, and then like the like reading between the lines of like what actually happened to him versus like what he thinks happened to him. It's very cool. I just want to get into it. I think it's fun.
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
I would love to play around with things that freak Aldion out, because he's a very big and strong fighter character, but because of his backstory, he's got quite a few anxiety triggers and stuff that could really throw him off of his game, which I feel like could be interesting for the rest of the party to experience, because they haven't really seen him go through like fear or like terror, especially because like these things are usually things people wouldn't be afraid of, so they probably don't expect him to be scared of said things.
Yeah. Mythical Rose asks, dream D&D setting / campaign.
Oh. Honestly, I just want to get to level 20. I've never had a D&D campaign that like actually got up to level 20. Like something always happens where like either the story ends or we all like lose contact and we like stop playing together. Like I've never had a D&D game like actually finish and like get all the way up to I'm like there's really cool stuff that happens in the higher levels and I want to play around with it. Give it to me.
I really like horror campaigns. I think they're my favorite ones. So I feel like a space horror game would be really fun, where like a bunch of players are trapped on a spaceship. You know, like there's a specific video game that I'm thinking of that I can't remember the name of. Dead Space, exactly. Where you're like trapped on this ship, and it's like swarmed with monsters and stuff. I feel like that'd be horrific, but would have such cool potential.
I've been dying to play Curse of Strahd too. My friend Eli is playing it in his D&D game, and I was supposed to play a Curse of Strahd I think like a year ago or 2 years ago, and that it just completely fell through. But like I'm dying to play it. I want to fuck up some vampires.
Vampires.
Yeah, you know.
Vampires.
The verb here can go either way.
Yeah. Do you want to kill them, or maybe just want to hold their hand?
Maybe Strahd just needs a little kiss and he'll calm down. I don't know.
True. Vampire Thembo asks, what would your characters do to relax, like a favorite hobby / pastime?
Aldion likes whittling.
That's cute!
Yeah, he likes to whittle little wooden figures out of sticks and wood.
That's adorable. I love that. I mean, the boring answer is that Seed would practice his magic a lot, and like whenever he feels like very out of control of a situation, he just kind of like does little cantrips and like goes over his notes and like tries to make adjustments to his spells, so then that way he can like learn from it and like get better. But like the actual answer is probably that he would like find someone and go like just lean up against them, just have some like contact,
like
just remembering that there's another person.
Yeah.
Chaotic Thembo asks, would either of you like to DM someday?
No, never.
Yeah, yeah. I have a minder. I've been writing a campaign for the past like 2-ish years, give or take, probably give. And I have like, I don't know if when it'll happen, but like I have like all my plot hooks, and I have my like major NPC list, and I have maps, and I think world building is really fun and really neat, and I will get nervous about like, you know, doing the NPCs and like doing the voices and the improv, but like the pre-planning stages, I live for it. I want it.
World building is just so fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nope. Nope.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Coming up with ideas.
Holds you at gunpoint DM.
No, God no. If I DM'd a session, it would be the most chaotic and horrible session known to man. My players would get so mad at me.
I would love it. When are you going to guest DM for Somewhere Bound? You and Hold the Switch. She plays Aldion, you DM.
So,
can you imagine?
So April Fool's session. Horrible.
Yes,
it would be so bad. It would be so bad.
No, it would be so good.
I wouldn't even know how to do the combat.
That's fine.
I have to be in charge of that.
That's fine. We don't have to do combat. We don't have to do combat.
Oh, Lord.
We can just vibe.
Don't put these ideas in Holda's head. Don't put these ideas in Holda's head.
Holda! Here are some ideas.
I need to see how to say this. Radis Piscatori.
Oh boy.
If you were the DM, what would you do to develop the plot from where you are now?
That's a very good question. Why you always gotta ask the good questions, dude?
You're right, I'll leave.
Yeah, get out of here. I guess I would put our characters through some like trials of trust in some way. I don't exactly know how to define that, but like do some things that would make them have to prove each other to each other. I feel like some full on, because like we're a very close party, but I feel like we're very
We can test that.
top or like base layer close, where like most of our characters don't know each other's backstories. We don't know each other's traumas at all. And so I feel like some trust exercises that would, not exercises, but like games or something. Exercises. We fall backwards and see who can catch Albion. They all get fought.
And we all die because he's too beefy.
He's too big. I feel like doing something like that could really bring up some interesting interactions between the party.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that a lot. I feel like there's something really interesting about like we're going into a gala right now. Like I feel like there could be really interesting like little bits of information that we could like, if we're like eavesdropping on passing by conversations, then we can hear like little like lore drops and little like things that I'm always a huge fan of like tiny little details that like you wouldn't think it means anything, and then like 2 weeks down the road you're like, oh, that's what that meant. I think that's really cool. So like little conversations that we overhear, like little lore drops, things like that. I don't trust Theoden's brother like at all. I don't.
Fair enough. Neither do I. He's too
like
slimy.
nobody should. But also like there's something very interesting about like him as a character to play around with, to like keep antagonizing the like maybe the rescue mission is successful, but like it's a little bit too easy, and like and the brother's just kind of like standing there like, you know, stroking his little mustache and like gloating at the top of the I don't know, but like there's a lot of like tiny little things. Yeah, exactly. Cartoon villain vibes, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like tiny little things that Hulda has dropped into like the setting that we're in right now that I think could be a lot of fun to play around with. But I'm excited to see where she takes it.
Levi Cosmo says, ooh, is there a class/race you want to play next?
Yes, there is. I just created my most recent, or my newest character for a one-shot, and it's gonna be a helmed horror. That is, I haven't decided if I want them to be a druid or a fighter/barbarian, whatever. So class itself is not figured out, but it's a helmed barbarian, helmed horror, which is a suit of armor that is animated through magic. And it's covered in moss and plants because it is the forest's protector, because it was created by a druid. And it lives in the woods and has a little chipmunk that lives in its chest plate. And I am very excited because the idea of just like old armor that's just like covered in moss and stuff, and like the concept of an intro to it where it's like the other players like see it possibly just like slumped on the ground, they're like, wow, that's some weird old armor there, and it like wakes up and they're like, ah. I feel like that'd be really cool, so I'm very excited to play that.
Absolutely I love it. I have been dying to play a Kenku I think they're fun. I love the idea of a little Kenku bard that like I have a little notebook where I write down all like the stupid things that my party says, and then like I repeat it back to them at the worst possible moments. I think that's very funny. The only problem with that is that I would have to do voices, and I'm not a voice actor by any stretch of the imagination. So like it would be a struggle, but it would also be very fun.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Michael is doing his best. Ideal multi-class combo?
I guess Druid Barbarian? Is that a thing? Does that count?
Why not?
Is that multi-class?
That would be fun.
I don't know
Just
what I'm
fighting
saying.
with nature.
Yeah, like maybe your
That's
sword
nice.
is made out of a tree. That could be pretty sick.
That's called the club.
But if it's sharp, it counts as a sword.
Oh, okay. Okay.
At a sharp edge, it's not a club.
And plus,
Doesn't
with
it
slivers,
causes cutting
it's
damage.
literally made of tinier swords.
What if it's a thorn blade?
Yeah.
So it's like a chainsaw and it just like
That would be cool.
shreds you up.
So cool.
That could be cool. I vibe
See,
with
I'm
that.
great at
Alright.
coming up with weapons. I'm not great at coming up with other things.
I can also imagine that with like I think it's a mace?
Oh
Spiky ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a
Love that,
morning
love
star.
that.
Or it's like you're
yeah.
waving it around and it's got like the spiky bit on the end. That's cool. Yeah, so probably like Druid Barbarian. I feel like that'd be clashing classes that could be fun to play with.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be fun.
I genuinely don't know. I have no idea. I in one of like my last D&D campaigns, I played a monk, and I would love to revisit that and like experiment around with some multi-classing in that regard. Because she was a cool character, but she was in a party of all spellcasters, and she was the only like physical fighter in the party, so she couldn't do much. So I would love to revisit that and like get to play around with it and see like what else I can do to like make her, you know, hit harder.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Chaotic Thembo asks, how would both of your characters behave in a mall? Aldean's in the Hot Topic.
Aldeon is in the Hot Topic
Because
also
Seed took him there.
if they're there together,
Sad.
Aldeon would be like a leash mom. You know, like he would just have Seed like a lot of leash or something. I'd be scared of him getting lost. Like Seed in a little monkey backpack, you know?
A little duck
I love
backpack.
it. I hate
Yeah, a
that.
little duck backpack.
I hate that this is accurate. I hate that this is right. Because like Seed's two reactions are he would either get extremely overwhelmed and like shut down and like panic, or he would be like, what's that, and just run after everything. So like these are the only two options. He's either a leash kid or he's like clinging to Aldeon's shirt if he's wearing a shirt. Probably not.
No, he's not wearing a shirt.
He works very hard
into
with his boobs.
They can't go into most stores because they all have signs that say no shoes, no shirt, no service, and Aldeon
Yeah,
has
exactly.
neither.
I didn't think about the concept that he would have like giant like dragon claws.
He's got
as
giant.
feet.
Yeah, he doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
He's just
He
got
has-
a sock on each claw.
Technically,
Yeah.
Aldeon wears like a fur skirt, and that's about it.
A loincloth.
Not a loincloth. It's like
Oh.
a skirt.
Oh, okay. A kilt?
No, it's like a skirt.
Okay.
It's like a
fair enough,
mixture
fair
of leather and fur, but it's a skirt because he's got a really big tail.
Yeah,
Pants don't
oh,
work
you're
on
right. That's right.
I've thought about
yeah.
his outfit a lot. I just have never
Good.
gotten it drawn.
Mythical Rose asks, favorite NPC?
The king.
From Braveland.
Yeah.
We all looked at that man and we went,
Ugh.
yes.
The king. I'm just thinking about him so often.
I mean, I know she's technically not an NPC, but I did love Merlin.
Merlin was good.
Merlin was very good.
Lavender Crystallines? Would you ever play an entirely homebrewed character, class and
Yes.
all?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would actually be preferable to me because I've recently discovered the main thing I don't like about D&D is the rules. I get mad when I'm like, I want to do this thing, and the manual is like, you can't do that thing. I'm like, why not? Fantasy. I do what I want. You're not my real mom.
Feels like the meme of like DW of like, I can't read.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
That's literally Aldion.
Correct? Yep. So I prefer a homebrew.
Yeah.
Yellow Bees and Roses asks, what is Aldion's favorite fruit?
Ooh, that's a good
important question. Important question. What is it?
That is a good question. I feel like if he ever came across it, his favorite would be dragon fruit, just to be biased. He would be like, he'd be like holding it up. You know that meme that's like, is this a pigeon? That would be him holding up a dragon fruit, being like, "Is this me?
Is this cannibalism?"
But I feel like his like regular favorite fruit is probably apples because he can share them with Gladiator, and they can both have a little snack together.
Oh, that's cute.
Michael is doing his best. What aspects / personality traits do you share with your character?
Phoenix, do you want to go first on this one?
We're both trans. We're both cripplingly afraid that we're not going to be good enough for our friend group, so we work hard to and kind of end up destroying ourselves in the process of trying to match up to the people that we love and admire. We both analyze things way too deeply and go way too deep into like thinking about things. We both just want a hug.
Come here.
I think
Come to
for me, it would be we're both really loud and eccentric, blunt as hell. Like animals. I also really like animals and adopting animals. Hate wearing clothes. Think we're incredibly sexy.
Fair enough.
Both think we're very sexy.
Correct.
I feel like, and a strong tie to family and loyalty. So I feel like that's about it, though.
Yeah.
Well, you're noticeably not a dragon.
Yeah, I'm not a dragon, and I also don't have as much trauma as he does. He has way more trauma than I do.
Chaotic Zembo asks, what are your OC's pet peeves that we don't know about?
Obvious. Well, I mean, it was kind of noticed in the campaign where we got arrested. But clearly, Aldion doesn't like society and laws and like the concept.
Aldion said ACAB.
Yeah, he doesn't like the concept of society controlling what you do. He prefers nature and running by the rules of nature. So the concept of like getting arrested for beating someone up is so stupid to him because he's like, they should have just fought back better. That's his biggest pet peeve is society. We live in a society.
No. Actually, I'm leaving. I'm done. Thank you all for tuning in to Question Bound. I am calling it quits here.
Draw Aldion with like a cigarette in his hand with the Joker makeup. Just we live in a society.
No, it's that one fucking Paul Rudd just like on the balcony, just
on the balcony.
Yeah. It's just so tired. He's just so done.
Aldion's response to people being like, "That's illegal." He's like,
"That's illegal." I love it.
What about seeds?
I don't know. I I feel like here's the problem with having ADHD and bad memory is that I say and do things constantly and then I never remember what I've done. So I feel like I've probably like mentioned it a couple of times in the campaign already, and I just like cannot remember a single like thing that I've done for it. He gets annoyed very quickly when like I think when people I think Seed has the kind of similar problem that I do, where like we kind of have half a conversation like in our head and then half of it out loud, and like we get annoyed at people for not following along with the full conversation. We're like, keep up, come on, let's go. And then people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, I am being so clear. Yeah, it's like I just went over it like 5 different times. Why are you like this? So I think that's what he'd get the most annoyed about.
Mythical Rose asks, what would your character's favorite animated and or Disney movie be?
Hunchback.
It's super, super niche. I don't know who's gonna get it, but The Princess and the Cobbler. Yeah, like I said, super niche. It's a very not well-known animation, but it has really cool elements to it that I think Aldion would adore. And just like the way the characters are animated and the way they move. And there's very little like cultural subtext needed to understand it. So he'd be able to be like, I get that. I see what's going on here. And there's very little dialogue as well. So he could just enjoy the pretty pictures.
Nice.
Scarlet G99. If your character were a demigod, Percy Jackson style, who would your godly parent be?
Oh.
Good question. My brain just like powered down on me. Like I've never heard of a Greek god in my life.
Okay, I feel like Hestia would be a good one for Aldion. Like Hearth and Home.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good choice.
I like that a lot. I'm probably gonna pronounce it horribly wrong and draw great shame to my long history of being a Percy Jackson obsessed nerd, but Hecate, the goddess of magic and witchcraft and all that stuff, I think that would fit Seed really well.
None of us know how to say it. It's okay.
No.
I've heard it that way. I've heard Hecate. I think everyone's just
trying.
Yeah. We all just kind of look at it. And we go,
Yeah.
I think
old of you to assume I can read.
Aldion every day.
Yeah.
Mythical Rose. What would your character's opinions be on the Cats musical?
Love it. He would love it. But no, the real question here is, are we talking about the movie or the musical? Because the musical...
It was specific to the musical, but I feel like we should get into the movie as well.
Because the movie...
We should not get into the movie, actually. I veto that.
If it's just the musical, Aldion would like it because the songs slap, and that's the best part about that musical is that they slap, and Aldion is a fan of music and can't follow plot lines. So the fact that there is no plot line, the music slaps, he'd be like, nuts! And
then we get to the movie and it just ruins everything.
Well, also the main reason a lot of people don't like cats is because it's humanoid animals, and he's a furry, so that wouldn't bother him at all, because he is a humanoid animal. I'm just stating facts. He's a scaly. We all know this. Even knew.
I mean, I'm sure that I've made this joke myself, but I don't like hearing it come out of your mouth.
He's a dragonborn. Of course he's
I know!
Would Seed like the musical?
Do you want a fun confession about me?
That you've never seen it?
I've never seen it. I've had my only interaction with
you stay out of
Cats
this.
musical.
Stay out of this. Stay out of
My
this.
only interaction with Cats the musical has been seeing the cursed movie trailers.
I had many an argument about this.
Good God! I was a theater major. I was a costume design major, and I have no idea what the Cats is even a.
Rum-Tum Tugger shaped me as a human being. That's all.
That I'm aware of.
The word of our Lord and Savior, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I know about Starlight Express. That's about as much as I know about. I know Starlight Express.
Scream and cut the camera.
That's it. That's it.
We can all go home now.
Seraph Blade 25. What would be the most random object / trinket your character would have on their person?
Seed has a crossbow. He's never gotten to use it.
Aldion has his brother's tooth.
Oh, I think we did talk about this.
So he's like Aldion has like a bunch of like trinkets just kind of like draped around his belt, and most people think that they're all from like souvenirs that he took from things that he has killed, because he likes to take little trophies to prove that he like destroyed people. But he also, because he thinks his brother is dead, that he knows of, so he keeps a tooth that his brother lost when they were kids tied up on one of the leather things on his belt, but it just looks like a dragon or a shark tooth, so nobody but him knows it's his brother's.
I love that.
Yeah, he's a little weirdo.
Yellow Bees and Roses asks, how many scales does Aldion have, and how many strands of hair has Seed lost from stress?
See, okay, weird question, but also a good question, because it allows me to say that Aldion has less scales than an average Dragonborn, because he has bare patches on his body, which I feel like I don't describe very often in-game. He's got like sections of his body where it's just leathery skin because he lost his
we
scales.
Vaguely went over this.
Yeah, but like at the very beginning of the campaign, and then I think like once again when he got his shoulder piece, because like one of the biggest patches is on his shoulder.
Yeah,
it's mostly just like, leathery skin.
We haven't gone super in depth about it.
Yeah, so I can't say how many scales he has, Bees, but it's less than a normal Dragonborn because he's got a bunch of spots that are missing.
How much hair has Seed lost?
I mean, probably like a normal amount, but also like a normal amount. Seed's hair is canonically graying. Like that is the thing. Like he has streaks of white in his hair, and it has definitely gotten worse, but maybe not for the reasons that we think.
It's not because of how stressful we make everything all the time?
I think that's I don't know if it's the side effect or if it's the cause. I think no, I think it would technically be the cause, because Seed's hair turns whiter like the more stress that he puts on his body and the more stress he puts on his magic. So the more like stressful situations we get into, the more he has to use his magic, and then the whiter his hair is going to turn.
Fair enough.
So yes.
Chaotic Thembo says, who do your characters kin?
Good question.
Just in universe, Aldion is like knife,
Y'all have y'all? I mean, yeah, in game he kins knife, but have y'all seen read that book about that bull that just likes to smell flowers? They made a movie out of it. John Cena as the bull.
Oh, Ferdinand.
Yeah, Ferdinand.
Oh,
He'd kin
you
Ferdinand.
said bull. I thought you said bull. Like
Yeah,
the
I was like,
no,
there was
like
an
the
animated
bull.
bull.
like a bull. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
You've
like
heard of the Brave Little Toaster. Now get ready for John Cena as a bull.
bull.
Oh my god.
No, he would kin a big scary creature that just wants to sit in the field and smell flowers.
I love that. I love that. That's cute.
Yeah.
Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke.
Ooh, fair choice.
Good one. And Somewhere Bound question. How would you... Oh, DM stretch? Okay, wasn't sure. Okay. DM stretch question. How would you homebrew a land/realm of the dead? I'm thinking of taking inspiration from Shadowfell, Skyrim, Dawnguard DLC, and mainly Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, Realm of Shyish. Thoughts? And what would you call it? This is a very long question. So, how would you homebrew a land/realm of the dead?
Okay.
I'm gonna opt out of this one. I have no idea what that person just said.
Yeah, man, I'll speak my truth.
So Hades from Supergiant, right? I love like the concept that they did of it being like all the little shades and the ghosts like milling around and just kind of like like sometimes having to wait in like bureaucratic lines to like get their paperwork filled out. I think that's very funny. But also like you go through the levels and you have like shades of people who were evildoers in their lifetime and now they're like perpetually having to relive that life. I think that's neat. But also like I'm not super familiar with like any of the examples that they listed, unfortunately. So I can really only go off of like my weird, vague thoughts that are in my head, which is just that like it's probably just like, you know, little ghosty boys wandering around, and sometimes there might be monsters, and I don't know. I don't know if I have any like solid thoughts about like a world of the undead. Besides like that was a very Phoenix sentence, wasn't it? I don't know if I have any thoughts about this except well, I think it's really fun to think about, like, you know, the world of the dead. You would think it's like this very dull, very gloomy place, but like, I think it's fun to imagine like the Mexican afterlife is exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the Mexican well, I'm having half a conversation in my head, half a conversation with the voices in my head. It's fine. But like the Mexican afterlife is very like bright and colorful and like it's a celebration of, you know, like reliving and being alive again, just in a different way. I think that's very neat. I don't quite like the idea. I don't really vibe with the idea of like it being super morose and just like, you know, wandering around in like the long dresses or like these sad gray-faced ghosts who are just kind of like not sure of where they are and who they used to be. Like I don't like that much. I think it'd be fun to have like, you know, people who are enjoying being dead and like, you know, I lived a good life, or like the Greek concept of like you can try for like you can, if you were like a great hero, you can try for rebirth and all that stuff, or like reincarnation, like with the Is it Buddhism? Is it I don't remember, but Buddhism,
yeah.
Buddhism. Of like going for reincarnation. I don't know. I have too many thoughts that are not organized enough to like succinctly answer this question in a way that's going to be fun for anyone to listen to.
Mythical Rose asks, what are things that remind your characters of the rest of the party or stuff you associate with them?
I think Aldion associates libraries and books with Seed because that's the first few places like he's gone to with Seed. Seed's like, I'll do research, and Aldion was like, yeah, I'll join. And then he was like, why am I here? He associates music in general with Theoden because Bard. He associates shiny things and metal with Diffle, and he's still learning a lot about Tannel. But honestly, right now he associates like bright smiles with him.
Oh, that's cute.
As sappy as that is.
That's
like
cute.
Tannel. I feel like Tannel smiles the most in our group.
He does. He's a very sweet boy. I love him.
Boy. We love Tannel in this house.
We love Tannel in this house. This is a Tannel protection squad.
Tannel protection squad.
That's what we're gonna rename the Brutal Brotherhood to. It's gonna be Tannel protection squad.
That's my child.
Yeah.
Son.
God, I love that man. I think Seed associates different times of day with everyone in the party. So like Diffle is like the crack of dawn when like things are very like rosy and soft and like kind of still misty because like all the dew is in the air. And Theoden is like a dark starry night where like it's not quite black. It's like that kind of like deep navy blue, and there's like the little crackle of the fireplace in the back. Aldion is like a very bright sunny afternoon where there's just like you can see everyone living their lives and like having a good time and like being people. And I think Tannel is like just turning into evening where like it's becoming darker, but there's still like those little glimpses of oranges and yellows, and like it's kind of starting to settle down. And Knife is 3 in the morning.
Knife is you haven't slept.
Yeah.
And you just reached 7 a.m. and you're like, I could kill God.
Knife is you challenged yourself to pull an all-nighter, and now you're laying in the middle of the road because you don't have anything else to do, and you're just watching the hours shift around you.
Correct. Queen. I love her.
I love her so much.
Chaotic Thembo asks, if your characters ran a children's camp, what would it be like?
Brutal.
Bad.
See, Aldion likes
This is not a good idea.
He's a barbarian, and barbarian culture isn't exactly about coddling or being gentle or sweet.
Rub some dirt in it.
It's about like running out into the woods and beating things up with your bare fists. So I feel like it would be more of a feral camp than a children's camp. They'd probably come back howling or something and biting their parents' legs.
That'd be very funny, though. It would be very funny, though.
Yeah.
I think Seed would like be excited about the idea of a children's camp, and then he would like get to the first day, and he would like have to look at all the children like coming into the camp, and he's like, "Actually, I'm gonna dip," and he'd just panic and he'd just run away. It would not be good.
Michael is doing his best. What is currently your character's greatest fear?
What?
I'm trying to think of how to say this without spoiling his backstory, but I guess his greatest fear would be going back to where he's from. Is the best way I can describe it.
Yeah. that's pretty accurate for Seed too, actually. There are many people and many things that like he doesn't really want to go back to and see and have to like revisit.
Mythical Rose asks, what expectations do your characters have for the upcoming ball?
Albion expects
It's gonna go
to
badly.
suck. Yeah. This is
Gonna go
terrible.
so badly.
Something's gonna get set on fire.
Every party that we have been to turns into murder. I have said this multiple times. Seed has said this multiple times. Every party we've ever been to has been terrible. Something is going to happen. Something is going to go wrong. Somebody is going to die.
Albion's gonna find an excuse to rip the shirt off of his body.
That is fair and valid. Seed does like the clothing. I did design Seed a gala outfit in the middle of the middle of the last session that we were in, because that's just how it be. And I am going to try to make it for next time we play. So I'm excited about that, and Seed is excited about like, oh, fancy, pretty clothes, but also like it's gonna go so bad.
It's so bad.
It's gonna go
he's
down.
excited about looking nice.
Better look good in it.
Yeah. He's excited about looking nice, but at what cost?
At what cost? Yeah, it's gonna be a mess. Mood.
Levi Cosmo asks, what genre of movie would your OC star in, given the choice?
Slice of life.
What?
Die Hard?
The voice of God just rained down upon us and went Aldion Die Hard.
Actually, I raise you this. The Nanny. Or the Manny? Yeah, the Manny.
like Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
The amount that you're not wrong. Well, if I ever find people who can draw a Dragonborn, I'm getting that commission. But all the kids in that picture are gonna be the rest of the party.
I love it.
Michael is doing his best. Does your character have any secret fun skills? Like if they were to join a talent show or some shit, what skill would they show off?
Aldion has some fun smoke tricks. He's a vape master.
I was about to say, like,
vape god, 420.
Look at this.
Aldion. So yeah, he can do some, like, you know, the smoke rings. You can send another smoke ring through the smoke ring.
I think Seed is. I like that. I love that. I think Seed is like pretty good at drawing and sketching. I think he got really good at like sketching things very, very quickly, so he would be able to do like those the people who can do like a cool like fully rendered thing in like 5 minutes. Like I feel like that he could do that.
Nice.
Okay.
Ablas Vanon.
Okay,
Ablas
thank
Vanon.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's my bestie. I got it memorized.
What would Albion and Seed's favorite video game be, and why? Aldion's his Dragonborn.
Dragon Age.
Oh my god.
Dragon Age, yes.
Sunset Overdrive would be Albion. Look at me just saying these super niche things that absolutely no one knows. This is like my third time in a row today.
But the 3 people who know about it are gonna be like, yes, you're so right.
Sunset Overdrive is basically like a action game, but like it's really stupid. It's like a zombie game where like energy drinks turn people into zombies, and you have to go around and kill them, and they explode with the cartoon pop.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
It's cool actually. It feels silly saying that Seeds would be The Legend of Zelda, but like, it would be. He would vibe with that game a lot, with the
I
whole
was gonna say
series.
Minecraft.
For what? For Seed or for
yeah, if
Albion?
he's gay and sad, he probably plays Minecraft.
He makes a little cottage.
Yeah, he probably would actually. He would be a Stardew Valley kid. He's also a Stardew Valley kid.
Accurate.
Yeah. Lavender Crystallines asks who would win at Monopoly out of the group, and then Michael is doing his best says, and who cheats at Monopoly?
Albion never wins and he never cheats, but he always rage quits. Every time. He's the type that once he runs out of money, he will set the board on fire. It's not he won't flip it, he sets it on fire.
I use mouth. Aldion, you can always tell when Aldion is about to lose because he'll take like a Monopoly piece and just start chucking it.
Yeah, he'll throw it at whoever's winning.
Yeah. Seed would...
Tannel would win.
Tannel wins all the time. Theoden goes 50-50. Diffle, I think, also goes 50-50.
I feel like Diffle is too nice in the game.
Too nice. So
yeah,
maybe she's 25-75.
I feel like Diffle would be the type that would give out loans, but you wouldn't have to pay her back for it. You'd be like, oh, I need money to pay this rent. She'd be like, you can have mine. And it'd be like, Diffle, that's not how you play the game.
Seed would lose horribly every time and would cheat because he has no idea that he's not supposed to. He's like, what do you mean? I'm trying to win. They're like, that's not the point of the game. That's not in the rules. He's like, what? What are you talking about?
Yep.
Chaotic Thumbo asks, what kind of music would your characters listen to?
Exclusively Lemon Demon. Specifically, 2 trucks having sex on loop.
That's just because that's what you listen to on loop.
Leave me alone.
No!
Leave me alone.
No! You signed up for this.
Song.
You're not wrong, but it's also just because that's what you listen to on loop constantly.
Well, I can't recommend music I don't listen to. I don't know what it sounds like. I haven't listened to it.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Fair enough.
Hosier.
Oh,
it's Hosier.
You're calling me. Saying
it's Hosier. I didn't say that I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say that I wasn't going to do it. I didn't say that I wasn't also going to. What the fuck words just came out of your mouth?
It's the kettle calling the cauldron black, or whatever it is. The pot calling the kettle black. Wow.
Okay.
It's the pot calling the kettle black.
I think we
That's
both
what I was
had
trying to say.
It's fine. Okay. Well, I never said that I wasn't going to. Is the thing. I just like calling you out about it because you get mad. Yeah, Steve would be Hosier, bitch.
Scarlet G99 asks, how long could your character keep office plants alive?
Oh, not long. Aldion's an animal person. He is not a plant person. His hands are too big.
He's not a druid.
Not a druid.
Seed would do his best, but get very concerned about the amount of water that the plant is taking in and would overwater it and drown it.
Accurate.
like 2 weeks. 2 weeks max. They try to give him succulents because that's you can't kill them because you just leave them alone, and he would not do it.
And then they would die.
And then they would die.
And the last question. What is it about D&D that brings so much joy?
I feel like it's, for me at least, it's a society's acceptable way to play pretend with your friends again. I remember my favorite thing growing up was going out to like the recess like yard and running around pretending to be Buckbeak from Harry Potter and making my friends run behind me because they were riding on my back. So like I feel like this is a way to continue that silly fun, but without being like made fun of by anyone. Because I mean, obviously people are gonna make fun of you because it's D&D, and so there's some people that are like, "You playing pretend?" But like, it's a form of playing pretend that has a community, which I think is.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna hang out with your friends and make jokes and laugh, and it's just enjoyable.
Yeah. And I think I said this earlier in the Q&A too, but like the collaborative storytelling, like getting to vibe with your friends and getting to like build up this cool, interesting world where like you can, it's very much like wish fulfillment of like you can. I mean, there's a reason why we always joke around about how like D&D is just free free therapy. Like you put a lot, it's free trauma. You put a lot of like yourself into, or most people I think will put a lot of themselves into their characters, and will kind of use that as a way to like play wish fulfillment and like become the things that like they always wanted to be, and like they maybe couldn't do it in real life. And like what Jules was saying of like getting to play around in this fantasy world where you can do anything and you can be anything, and like kind of go back to that like shameless state of like being a little kid who's like, I'm not gonna like care what people say about me, like I'm just gonna have fun and vibe and, you know, be a magical sorcerer who can like throw fireballs willy-nilly. Like that's fun, that's cool, I love that, and I get to tell a cool story with my friends the entire time. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a few things to wrap up tonight. One shot on Friday. It's DM'd by Fergus, and it's called Gods of Nirvana. Same time as always. Wayward Wanderers is back on Saturday, so stay tuned. And next Question Bound will be Vane Virgo and Hulda. So thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for all your questions. Thank you for being here, both in the chat and here. Thank you, Jules and Phoenix. I hope you all have a good night.
Yeah, good night.
Thank you.